Denver has a problem, not what you might imagine as you drive or walk the streets. This problem is much deeper than that.
It's not a homeless problem, it's a hopeless problem. And that's what it's all about. When the homeless feel forgotten, they feel hopeless.
Where are you staying right now?
As Mile High City residents consider the long history of homelessness in Denver, a fix for this challenge often seemed impossible. But last July, newly elected Mayor Mike Johnston declared a state of emergency with a goal to house 1,000 people by the end of 2023.
And I think that's what we were most excited about, was showing the city even these problems that feel the hardest, the ones that feel totally unsolvable. There is no problem we can't solve. It just takes us all putting our shoulder to the wheel together to get there.
In this conversation, we sort of see people living on the streets as other. We don't see them as being connected to us. And I think for me, just recognizing that we have a deep connection, that people living on the streets are our sisters and brothers. We have a moral responsibility to care for one another.
And I think it's important that we remind ourselves of that, because each individual has their own personal experience. People can and do face mental health challenges, substance misuse challenges, physical ailments, which can all result in an episode of homelessness.
Homelessness can be a temporary experience for anyone, a condition that can be resolved through support and services. By removing the stigmas of homelessness, we can recognize the struggle and risks our neighbors face.
A lot of my friends died because, it was cold. They got frostbite, they lost their fingers. It's really dangerous because you don't know who's going to be sneaking up on you, try to rob you. So it is more dangerous out there than it is being inside.
One story that certainly stays with me is George, who was a gentleman I met up at 48th in Colorado. He lost his wife and his son in an accident. He had served in the military, and when we talked to him, he never asked for anything for himself. It was always women in the camp he was worried about, wanted to make sure they had sleeping bags, they had tent, they had food, they had space heaters.
I feel like I'm waking up out of a nightmare to a reality of where finally I can get help and be somewhere that helps all of us, just not me.
And George told some of his story. In the middle of it, he starts reciting this poem that he said was a favorite of his. He probably goes through 15 stanzas of a poem from memory. And it is the poem he wrote for his wife and son's funeral, about what it was like to face loss and try to keep going. We got to be there the day that we moved him out of that tent and into transitional housing.
In just 6 months, Denver established 10 temporary shelters and moved 1,123 individuals out of camps across the city. In December alone, not a single person experiencing homelessness lost their life on the streets of Denver. Once folks are indoors, personalized wraparound services are provided to increase the chances of success outside of the shelter system and in permanent housing.
It's just a matter of having support and I think the right connections, and then anything is possible.
It really starts with hey, do you have your essential documents? All of the necessities in order to start to even apply for housing.
Because I know that the wraparound services are here. I'm just going to be in it to win it.
So I'm hoping to get myself back on my feet, start working again, and be the person that I was before that I became homeless, because I never pictured myself seeing me on the other side of the fence, as we call it.
I want to give back because I feel valued. And that's where the stability comes in, because when I feel valued, I feel accepted. Now I'm encouraged. I want to go out. I want to get that job. Thank you.
This effort is a result of Denver City Council, the Department of Housing Stability, 13,000 Denver employees, city partners, service providers, as well as countless volunteers, all dedicated to a single kindness, a belief that this effort of hope was never a handout, but a hand up.
It makes me feel very emotional. It makes me feel very emotional. I really want the homeless population of Denver, the Denverite citizens who are housed under House 1000, to take advantage of this initiative.
We are not at all under the illusion that somehow homelessness is over or that we've won and that we can move on to the next thing. This is just the start. So that's why we will have a big goal to do another 1,000 people this year, because we know the work's not over. There are still folks out on the streets tonight, and we don't want them out there.
The number one thing that people come into contact with is just housing affordability. We find more people ending up on the street and in shelters just due to that.
So we're trying to prevent people from entering homelessness with our rental assistance work that the City Council led on. And so we are staying at it, but now we have the excitement and the momentum and the conviction that we can really beat this thing. If we stay at it, we can find all the Georges and get them into housing and shelter and get them onto permanent housing if we stay committed. So that's what gives me the energy and the spirit, not that we think we're done, but that we know we are rowing in the right direction, and for the first time we're all rowing together.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page and stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.